Hi, my name is Holly Parten, and I'm here at Willett Memorial Library in Macon, Georgia, and I'm going to read Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell, which was banned for sexually explicit scenes. The front door was slightly ajar, and she trotted, breathless, into the hall and paused for a moment under the rainbow prisms of the chandelier. For all its brightness, the house was very still, not with the serene stillness of sleep, but with a watchful, tired silence that was faintly ominous. She saw at a glance that Rhett was not in the parlor or the library, and her heart sank. Suppose that he should be out with Belle, or wherever it was he spent the many evenings that he did not appear at the supper table. She did not bargain on this. She had started up the steps in search of him when she saw that the door of the dining room was closed. Her heart contracted a little with shame at the sight of the closed door, remembering the many nights of the last summer when Rhett had sat there alone, drinking, until he was sodden and Port came to urge him to bed. That had been her fault, but she changed it all. Everything was going to be different from now on. But please God, don't let him be too drunk tonight. If he's too drunk, he won't believe me, and he'll laugh at me, and it will break my heart. She quietly opened the dining room door a crack and peered in. He was seated before the table, slumped in his chair, and a full decanter stood before him with the stopper in place, the glass unused. Thank God, he was sober. She pulled open the door, holding herself back from running to him, but when he looked at her, something in his gaze stopped her dead on the threshold, stilled the words on her lips. He looked at her steadily with dark eyes, and there was a heavy with fatigue, and there was no leaping light in them. Though her hair was tumbled and at her shoulders, her face did not change with surprise or question, or his lips twisted with mockery. He was sunken in his chair, his suit wrinkled untidily against his thickened waist, every line of him proclaiming the ruin of a fine body and the coarseness of a strong face. Drink and dissipation had done their work on the clean profile, and now it was no longer the head of a young pagan prince on new minted gold, but a decadent, tired Caesar on copper debased by long usage. He looked up at her as she stood there, hand on heart, looking quietly, almost in a kind way that frightened her. "Come and sit down," he said. "Is she dead?" She nodded and advanced hastily toward him, uncertainty taking form in her mind at the new expression on his face.